Good morning, my dear students. How are you? So, in our previous classes, we have completed our chapter number 6, that is heat and temperature. And after heat and temperature, we are going to start our new chapter. This is chapter number 8. Soil. Yes, chapter number 7. You are asking, sir, why we have not studied chapter number 7, my dear student? We have right now. I have omitted the chapter number 7 and the further explanation of the chapter number 7. Whether it will be included in the syllabus or not, that I will talk to you with, that I will explain you later on. Right now, today we are going to start our chapter number 8, soil. So, what is soil? We see wherever where we live on the upper layer of the earth. Where we live on the upper layer of the earth. That is, our houses is made on the upper layer of the earth. The upper layer of the earth is called soil. The topmost layer of the earth, where the human beings and all the organism lives, is known as soil. So we can say soil is the home for many organisms. We see whenever we stand in a ground, or in an open place, we see all the plants grow in a soil. All the plants grow in a soil. On the soil, all the animals live. Some animals used to live under the soil also, like earthworm, rats, snakes. Under the soil also, under the soil, it is a home for many animals. Without soil, there is no life possible. We can say there is no life possible of a human being. Our houses are constructed on a soil. We need soil for growing crops. We need soil for getting oxygen from the plants. As the soil not be there, soil will not be there, plants will not grow, and when plants will not grow, there will be no oxygen, and when there will no oxygen on the earth, there is no life possible on the earth. So my dear student, we can say that soil is the most important part of our earth. We already know that our earth consists of three things. Our earth consists of three spheres or three parts, that is lithosphere, that is land part. Second is hydrosphere, that is water part, and third is atmosphere, that is air part. So today we are talking about the land part. The land part consists of mainly of soil. The land part consists of soil. The soil is the topmost layer of the soil. Or how we can define soil? What is the soil? Soil is the brownish or blackish substance. What is the soil? Soil is a brownish or blackish substance that forms the uppermost layer. Right now we have talked soil. What is the color of soil? Soil is of either of brown color or it is of black color. Soil is either of brown color or it is of black color, and it forms the uppermost layer of the earth. The topmost layer of the earth is called soil. The topmost layer of the earth crust is known as soil. Here, on which plants grow. Plants grow on the topmost layer of the soil. Plants grow on the topmost layer of the soil. And my dear student, plants and animal all lives on the soil. Plants and animal all lives on the soil. We can also say that soil is home for many animals. Soil is home for many animals. Right now, if you can see, there is a diagram given in your book. See this diagram. This diagram is given in your book, my dear students. See this diagram. All the plants are grown in the soil. All the plants are grown in the soil, and under the soil, many organisms like earthworm, rats, snakes, snails, and this small insects. These all lives in the soil. These all lives under the soil. So we can say soil is home for many of the organisms. Soil is home for the many organisms. Soil is divided into various types. The upper layer, the topmost layer is called the topsoil. The topmost layer where the plants grow is known as the topsoil. The uppermost layer where the plants grow is known as the topsoil. Whereas after the topsoil, another layer of the soil comes, that is subsoil. Another layer of the soil comes, that is subsoil. And finally the last layer of the soil is called the parent material or the bedrock. So my dear student, we say that all the organisms are dependent on the soil for their survival. All the organisms, whether they may be human beings, whether they may be plants, whether they may be insects, where there will be microorganisms, all are dependent on the soil for their survival. Next, my dear students, we will see how this soil is formed. My dear students, we will see how this soil is formed. So my dear student, soil is formed through a process called weathering. Soil is formed by the process called weathering. Soil is formed by the process called weathering. What is, how is soil formed? Soil is formed through a process called weathering. What is the weathering, my dear student? Weathering is the process of, see, when we go to a mountains, we see a big pieces of rock. When we go to a mountain, we see a big pieces of rocks. So what is the weathering? Weathering is the process in which big pieces of rocks are broken down into simpler pieces. Small pieces, small pieces, big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces by the action of wind, by the action of temperature, by the action of atmosphere or water or plant. Due to many reasons, due to various reasons, plants, these big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces, and when these big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces, they forms the soil. So how is soil formed? Soil is formed through the process of called weathering. Soil is formed through the process called weathering. How is soil formed? Again I am repeating. How soil is formed by the process of weathering. Soil is formed by the process of weathering. And what is weathering, my dear student? Weathering is the process of breakdown of rocks. Weathering is the process of breakdown of rock into simpler pieces. Smaller or simpler pieces. Weathering is the process of breakdown of rocks into simpler pieces through the action of wind or water, temperature, or by the plant root. So there are various factors responsible for the breakdown of rocks. So the process by which big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces is known as weathering, and the soil is formed only by the process called weathering. Soil is formed only by the process of weathering. My dear student, the formation of soil includes three processes. The formation of soil includes three processes. And when the soil is formed through the three stages. To form a soil, we have to go through three stages. The three stages of soils we are going to see one by one. There are three stages to form soil. There are three stages in which soil is formed. First stage include the breakdown of big pieces. Big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. Suppose this is a big rock. And this big rock is broken down into simpler pieces. First stage include the breakdown of big rocks into smaller pieces by strong winds, heavy rainfall, or flood, or many reasons, or due to different reasons, or due to some chemical change. This big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. So what is the first stage? The first stage includes the breakdown of food into smaller pieces. What is the first stage, my dear student? The first stage in the formation of soil is the breakdown of big pieces of rocks into smaller pieces. Next, my dear students, we will see what happens to the second stage. What happens in the second stage? My dear students, these smaller pieces are further break down into more fine particles. These smaller pieces are break down into fine particles. In the stage second, what happens? In the stage second, it happens that the smaller pieces of rocks. These smaller pieces of rocks are broken down into more smaller pieces. These broken down into more smaller pieces, and they mixed with the humus, these fine particles get mixed with the humus. Now what is a humus? What is a humus? So my dear students, whenever a plant or animal die, microorganism used to act on it. And when they acted on it, they forms the humus. What is a humus? Humus is formed by microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi. What is a humus? Humus is formed by the action of microbes such as bacteria on fungi which act on dead plant and animal, which act on dead plant and animal, and this humus get mixed with this fine particle. This humus gets mixed with this fine particle. This humus gets mixed with this fine particle and forms the second stage. This humus get mixed with this fine particles of rocks, and stage second is completed here. Stage second is completed here when the humus get mixed with the fine particles of rock. The final, this humus increases the fertility of the soil. In stage second, the soil becomes fertile. In stage second, the soil becomes fertile, and when the soil becomes fertile, how did this soil becomes fertile? The soil becomes fertile by the addition of the humus. Due to the addition of the humus, the soil becomes fertile. Here, again I am repeating, the soil is formed by the process called weathering. Weathering involves three stages. Weathering involves three stages. In first stage, big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. In second stage, smaller pieces of rocks are mixed with the fine particles. Smaller pieces of rocks are mixed with the smaller pieces of rocks are further broken down into fine particle, and then these fine particle mixed with the humus. This means fine particle mixed with the humus. And when this fine particle get mixed with the humus, this increases the fertility of soil. This increases the fertility of the soil. And in the last stage, this we can say humus plus fine particles get mixed with minerals and salt. Get mixed with the mineral and salt present nearby in the water. So whenever there is a rainfall, so some minerals or which are present in the nearby particles, mixed with the humus or fine particles, So in the last stage, what are the things combined? In the last particle, humus and fine particles are combined with minerals and salt. In the last stage, humus and fine particles are mixed with the mineral and soil, and finally the last soil comes, which is very suitable for the plants to grow. Again, what we have seen, we will just see that what is the soil? Soil is a brownish or blackish substance that forms the uppermost layer of the earth crust. What is the soil? Soil is the brownish or blackish substance that forms the uppermost layer of the earth crust on which plant grow. Next, it is the home for many animals. And without soil, survival of living being is nearly impossible. Without soil, the survival of living being is very nearly impossible. Next, we have seen the soil formation. So how is soil formed? Soil is formed through the process of weathering. What is the weathering? The weathering is the process of breakdown of food into simpler pieces. Breakdown of rocks into simpler pieces by the action of wind, heavy rainfall, water, and the plant root by the various action or some chemical change. These big pieces of rocks are broken down into simpler form. The process is known as weathering, and this weathering includes three stages. What are the three stages we have seen? In the three stages, we have seen that the big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces by the action of wind and water. Action of wind or water. So the first stage includes the breakdown of rock into smaller pieces. First stage involves the breakdown of big rocks into smaller rocks. In second stage, these smaller rocks are further broken down into fine particles. In second stage, the smaller rocks are further broken down into fine particles, and they mix with the humus, get mixed with the humus. What is the humus? Humus is formed by the microbes such as bacteria or fungi on dead plants and animals. On the dead plants and animal, these microorganisms act. They forms the humus. And so when this fine particle get mixed with the humus, stage second is completed, and in last stage this humus and fine particle finally get mixed with the minerals and salt. This in the last stage, that is stage third, this humus and fine particles mix with the minerals and salt, making the soil very suitable for the plant growth, making the soil very suitable for the plant growth. Okay, my dear students, next. Till now we have seen a weathering. Now we will see the types of weathering. What are the types of weathering that occurs? So my dear student, there are the two types of weathering that usually occurs. First is physical weathering. Second one is chemical weathering. So, in physical weathering, some important factors which are responsible for the physical weathering include the action of temperature, that is the variation in the temperature, variation in the growth, variation in the temperature. We will just see how this physical weathering occurs by the variation in temperature, variation of temperature. That is, we can say the physical factors are responsible for the physical weathering. But the physical weathering is the process of breakdown of wood, breakdown of rocks, in which physical factors are responsible for the breakdown of rocks. But the physical weathering is a process in which physical factors are responsible for the breakdown of rocks. These physical weathering may include variation of temperature, growth of plant roots. Sometimes we have seen that roots grow in between the rocks, and due to this growth of roots, the rock is broken down into smaller pieces. Due to the growth of the roots, this big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. So we can say growth of roots of plant. Third factor we can say animal activity. Sometimes we humans, what we used to do, we used to sometimes kick the stones. In the same way, sometimes when animal move, they used to hit the stones or big pieces of rocks, and due to this, when they hit these big pieces of rock, these big pieces of rocks get broken down into smaller pieces. So due to the animal activities, we can say. Third process we can say water or frost. Sometimes we have seen that when a river flows with a great speed, big pieces of rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. Sometimes we call it as a sand. So these are the processes which are responsible for the weathering, and when the physical factors are responsible for the weathering, these are called as physical weathering. So what are the physical weathering? What are the responsible factors for the physical weathering? The responsible factors for the physical weathering are the variation of the temperature, growth of the roots of the plants, animal activities, water or frost. So variation, that is sometimes due to high temperature, due to low temperature, the rock is broken down. So when the rock is broken down due to the variation of temperature, or due to the growth of the plants, growth of the roots of the plant, or due to the animal activities, or due to the water or frost. So when due to these reasons or these factors the breakdown of rocks takes place, then such type of weathering is known as, such type of breakdown of rock is known as the physical weathering. Such type of weathering is known as physical weathering. Now my dear students, we will see about the chemical weathering. How does the chemical weathering occurs? So sometimes my dear students, suppose we know what are the rocks? Rocks are formed from the minerals. Rocks are formed from the minerals. What are the rocks are formed of? Rocks are usually formed from the minerals. So whenever these minerals change their composition, suppose if a rock is having calcium carbonate, and if it's due to mixing of the oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, due to the mixing of the atmospheric oxygen, this a reaction takes place. In the previous classes, in the previous chapter, that is chapter number 4, we have seen about the chemical reaction. So when suppose a rock is formed of calcium carbonate, and suppose atmospheric oxygen or anything react with each other, react with it, or some other element react with it, this rock get broken down. Or due to this, these rocks get broken down, and when these rocks get broken down due to the change in the composition of the minerals, when these rocks get broken down due to the change in the composition of minerals, then such type of breakdown of rock is known as a chemical weathering. Then such type of change in the rock is in the composition of rock is known as a chemical weathering. So my dear, what is a chemical weathering? Chemical weathering is the weathering in which the breakdown of rocks occur due to the change in the composition of minerals. What is the chemical weathering? Chemical weathering is the process in which the breakdown of rocks takes place due to the change in the composition of minerals. Okay, my dear students, so factors such as activities of plants and animal, water and wind, so my dear student, whatever the factors which are responsible for the weathering to occur, what are the factors which are responsible for the weathering to occur, these all can be said as the agents of weathering. These all can be termed as agents of weathering. These all are called as agents of weathering. These factors are known as agents of weathering. That is variation in temperature, plants or animal activities, water, wind, change in composition. These will all be called as the agents of weathering. What, my dear students, any confusion in that? Now my dear students, about factors affecting soil formation, we will see about the factors responsible for the soil formation. Factors responsible for the soil formations. My dear student, there are 4 factors which are responsible for the soil formation. That is, first is climate. Second one is properties of parent rock. Third one is slope of land. And fourth one is biological factors. My dear students, these are the 4 responsible factors which were for the soil formation. First is the climate. How does the climate affect the formation or speed of the soil formation? My dear student, the place where the climate is moist or hot. So my dear student, the place where the climate is moist or hot, the speed is rapid. The speed of the soil formation is fast. My dear student, the place where the climate is moist or hot, the speed of the formation of the soil is very fast. So the place where the temperature is moist or hot, the soil formation is very fast. Why the soil formation is very fast, my dear student? Because first of all, due to moist or hot temperature, the breakdown of the soil, breakdown of the rocks will be very fast. Due to this water and this heatness, the rocks will break very fast. Break very fast. Microbes will germinate more and more microbes will be formed, and due to this microbes, humus will be formed more. Due to this microbes, humus will be formed more, and due to this, the soil formation is very fast in moist or hot climate, whereas it is very less in cold or dry climate. In cold or dry climate, the soil formation is very low or very slow. We can say slow. So the place having moist or hot climate, the soil formation is very fast, my dear student, and the place where the climate is very cold or slow, cold or dry, the soil formation is very slow. Next important property, my dear students, we will see about properties of a parent rock. What is the property of parent rock? Property of the parent rock, we can say, my dear students, suppose if the soil is rich, if the parent rock is formed of is rich in calcium, the parent rock is rich in calcium. How will be the soil? The soil will be also rich in calcium. Suppose if any parent rock is rich in we can say phosphorus. If a parent rock is rich in phosphorus, the soil will be also rich in phosphorus. Means whatever the mineral the rock will have, whatever the mineral rock will have, the soil will be same rich in particular mineral. The soil will be rich in same particular mineral. So this is a very important factor. Whatever the parent rock will be rich in, the same will be the soil rich in. So this is the property of a parent rock. Next two topics we will see in our next classes. So till then you have to study this chapter, you have to complete your classwork, and you have to stay safe at home. Okay, my dear students? Thank you.